Welcome back to Destination Playdate. I am your host, Attack Slug, and this is Snekris, out now on itch for a price of $4. Link down in the description. And you'd think, wow, with a name like Snekris, perhaps it is Snake plus Tetris? Not quite. It's more of Snake as an infinite runner. Let's hop in here and show you how that works. There are three kinds of food, sort of. There are carrots, there are mushrooms, and there is a third. And when you get three in a row, that gives you a multiplier. If you get a fourth that's not the same thing, obviously it breaks that frenzy multiplier. So certainly the rules of Snake apply, which is don't bite yourself and don't hit the wall. And of course, we keep on moving to the side here, which is important. But you'll see, you're going to get longer and longer here. Now, the blinking boxes mean that you can kind of bank part of that score and then get a multiplier on the board. And that is super important for managing your size here as the snake. So do that and get your size back down and continue to keep that score high. It's a good thing. But there are other variables to consider. Number one, as you scroll further and further, some of the blocks here that you're not eating are turning into boxes at the other end of the screen. So eventually, that's going to be a problem. Now, there are ways to mitigate that problem, but right now, those boxes, yeah, don't hit those. It's bad. Wouldn't be good for you, and you would die. Now, again, we're kind of banging on our score here and getting it higher and higher, but there are other variables to consider. Like, say, the marble here, which turns all the foods the same, and then there is the lightning. And the lightning gives you a countdown, a high wind alert. You do need the crank here to not get caught up. Now, this one, the longer you are, the worse it might be. Like, you're getting a score multiplier here, but if your tail's caught at the end of the screen, it gets chopped off. And you don't really want that, because that's going to take your score down. You're going to lose score by doing that. You won't die, but you'll lose score. So the risk-reward there is quite interesting in how that's portrayed with the lightning storm. That right there is a skull. It's a game, man. It's a freaking video game. Don't get skulls. Bad for you. You lose score. So it is a lot of a push and pull here in terms of how you maneuver in this ever-moving screen, which honestly gives me a bit of a one-way heroics vibe on the Vita, but that's just kind of how they're scrolling the screen here. So yes, bank that, get that, and give me more of the X2 to keep my snake at a reasonable, manageable length here. Now, you can get bombs, and bombs will help blow up the wall there that is currently building behind you, which is going to be eventually quite important. Just straight up mechanically, the turning on the D-pad isn't quite as responsive as you might think it would be at a certain level. Like, it's fine once you're used to it, but at first you're like, it's not quite, like, whatever it is, it's just not quite. And that's hard to explain, but alright, again, with the high wind alert, and I am too long here, so I'm going to lose some of my tail like that. Tail bite, tail bite, tail bite. You don't want that. It's not good for you. So you crank along with it to make sure you're just kind of out of reach of the... The wind. No, go! There we go. All right, now back down to 4. That's pretty good. We're currently at like a 20k score here, so not bad at all. Now, if you leave the X2 for too long, see it blinks faster there? Eventually, that will also explode. Don't be in that explosion. That's bad. You don't want that. So, a lot of kind of variables to watch out for in here in Snekris on the Playdate. But you keep on going until you hit the high score. Obviously, it is on itch, so it is all high scores locally. And that's kind of how that works. But otherwise, we keep on keeping. I would like to crack 30k, and then we'll call things here, because you kind of get the idea of how this works. It just keeps going. It is a high score video game, so get your high scores in, but it is definitely more replayable than the average game of Snake because of the constantly scrolling screen and how that handles your score and so on and so forth. So there are more things to it than just, hey man, it's Snake. But it's definitely not Tetris. That's all I can say. Definitely not Tetris. So let's do one more of these lightning storms and do that bit of business there. I got it. But also don't go too far with the crank because, you know, you'll hit the wall. So you don't want that. Tail bite. We're at 30. The poison. Now we're at 28k. See, that's the problem there. It is very much, oh no, a risk reward Game over. Well, well. Look who managed to score a few points. Nicely done. I also don't know what the levels do. As you play more and more games, that bar fills higher and higher. I'm not sure if that's kind of altering the difficulty or what that does. But it does include how to play, avoid overgrowing or risk food coma or tail bites, the apples, the carrots, and the mushrooms, and get that fast blinking food to get the X2 and shrink the Snek. The thunderstorm is points gained and lost multiplied by 2. That is the risk reward there. Okay, it is the ×2. That's the bomb. That's the part I kind of just had blanked on. So you get those ×2, you leave them, they explode, and parts of the wall go away with that. And the high score menu has a snake on it for some reason, blocking the names, but you can't put a name in, so it just says you on the whole thing, so that kind of could be improved. I don't know. In any event, this is Snekris out now on itch for a price of $4. I think it's neat. I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos right here. I'll see you next time. Keep on cranking. Link in the description. I'll see you then, and I'm out.